Right. Put my lucky painting hat on. Right. Let's finish this. We've got his mount done. I'll put it on the big camera. Actually, I can try and squeeze him underneath here. But this was finished earlier in the week, so the big three-headed dragon is all nicely done. Got a base on it. We're looking good. So tonight I need to finish Archaon himself. So that is going to be the plan. It will be finished in this session for sure. He's very shiny at the moment. He's very rough. So let's get this guy completely done. If you're in the chat, thank you for joining straight away, and let me know if you can hear me okay and see everything okay. I think I'm working. Normally it's the best I can assume that everything is okay. So yeah, let's get Archaon done. Luckily the paint job isn't that wild on him. He's mostly wearing big black plate armor with some, you know, some reds and bits and pieces here and there, and some gold trim. Although I'm doing the trim in more of a old gold, just because I think it suits better. But yeah, let's waste no time. Let's crack on. Hope everyone's having a nice Friday evening. Hope they've had a nice Friday, and hopefully looking for a long weekend. If you're watching this on YouTube at some point in the future, go over to Twitch. This is where this happens live. And if you're right here now on Twitch, thanks very much for hanging out. Do send all these videos over to Twitch. One, because they're just a good way to archive videos, because Twitch itself doesn't really do that very well. It turns out some people do like to just have this on in the background whilst they're doing their own hobby or doing their own thing. If you're one of those people, I appreciate it. When this is finished tonight, because it will be finished tonight, this will be the largest singular model I have painted. Not Archaon by himself, because actually he's quite small. Certainly on his Drungar, I think it's called, the massive three-headed chaos dragon. I can't remember. We did look it up and find out, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It was. So where's that? He's going to look super shiny at the moment because the first color I put down was contrast Black Templar all over him, so that's why, and it looks really shiny until it's been matte coated. So we will do that at the right point. Obviously a little bit excited by might be coming from Army Painter. They've announced they are doing bead paints, which are very contrast like. Interesting to see how those things turn out. I will certainly pick up a set and give it a go. Someone who's a big advocate for contrast paints. Be interesting to see how they pair or differ, or yeah. I need to take a look at when the new Underworld comes out, because there's a new expansion for that, isn't there? I can't think what it's called now off the top of my head, but it looks, the models in it look really cool. Might even be pre-order tomorrow. Do still have a bunch of Warhammer Shadespire, Underworld, whatever you want to call it, warbands to paint up, even though I've painted I think 11 or 12 at this point. Still have more, but I think I'm actually going to take a break from Warhammer stuff and paint something completely different after this. The last few weeks, if not the last couple of months, have been nothing but Warhammer. Nothing else has even got a look in. So it might be nice to mix it up a little bit. Saw that Microart Studios today announced that their game Volsung has a force in it called the Alvin Yard, like a high fantasy police squad. Have got some new miniatures, 2 new constables. Have that I have that entire collection, so that might be something to get me to paint up a bit more Volsung. The game I'd love to get back into. Probably know what's going to happen. Probably Shadespire will be pre-ordered tomorrow. I'll go and pre-order it, and then that'll be that. I'll be then painting Shadespire when it comes through. And those good intentions that I have will go out the window. What do I want to paint here? Let me just check something. All good. Well, if anyone's there, if you're lurking in the background, do know that I still appreciate it. It's still nice to have anyone in the sort of channel. I do look up and see if anyone's watching, and it is nice even if you're just chilling out, because when you're doing this, genuinely streaming helps me kind of crack on with the hobby, really. Knowing you're not potentially completely on your own is quite a nice feeling. Hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, it's good. Hey Jim, you okay buddy? Happy Friday to you. That's all right mate, that's no worries. Thanks for saying hello. You still working mate? I appreciate the hello mate, that's all that matters. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, buddy. Well, I'm glad you're getting a break. Hopefully, I'm not part of what you're taking a break from, but I completely get what you're saying. I hope you have a great break, mate, and get to your hair down a bit. As it were. I shall be here when you get back for sure. Probably would have moved on. Hopefully, this little project I'm doing will come to an end. Ah, okay, cool. I was just saying that I'm gonna not take do something completely different once I've done this. Might change things up a little bit, do a different genre, do a different collection of things. Done a lot of Warhammer recently. If you can't answer, but don't worry. But are you going away? Are you actually going to take some time and travel somewhere? Or are you going to stay home and take some time out? If you've gone already or are busy, don't feel any need to answer. Not that you'd answer if you'd gone, because you wouldn't know I'd ask you the question. But you get what I mean. Oh, nice. Awesome. Awesome. I would say I'm not jealous, but I am. A beachside hotel for a few days in Florida sounds pretty freaking awesome. Right. I'm going to dry brush this black metal a bit. Nothing too crazy. I need a little bit of grace here. Look, on the, it's in it, he's got a little sack, this little purse on his left hand side here. You would, I hope it's. I wonder if they thought about what would be in this sack, because surely Archaon isn't walking around with a little purse full of gold. He's the bringer of the end times. I'm pretty sure he wasn't concerned about having a few gold in his pocket. So I hope whatever's in this bag. I guess we'll never know unless we speak to the sculptor. What was he carrying in his little purse on his hip here? I'm hoping it's like the eyeballs of fallen champions that he's defeated. Because if it's gold, I'm very disappointed. Fuck him. That's just little purse to your side here. And that purse brings nothing to the model when it should have been left off. Ah, good. Meeting's been postponed by 15 minutes. I've got you for 15 minutes, Jim. I'll take it. Just curious about what Archaon keeps in his purse. So hopefully it's the eyeballs of kings and champions that he has defeated, not, you know, anything lame. Hey Magothmog, thanks for coming in. You alright? Happy weekend indeed. You gotta love a Friday night, absolutely. Gotta love a Friday night. Yeah, it looks like it at the moment, doesn't it? Obviously, when he's painted, he will be mounted on the now finished. Oh! I just killed a Tyrannid. He will be mounted on the freshly painted, all finished, massive dragon thing. Yeah, so he will sit proudly on his little saddle there. Yeah. A Tyrannid just went flying off the side there. Never mind. Never mind. There's thousands upon more, millions upon billions more of those blooming things, both in the lore and in my house. And within a matter of weeks, there will be a giant one in my house because James is very close to collecting his £300 to go and purchase a freaking gigantic Tyranid model. He's very excited about doing. Although I think I'm painting it. I think he's going to ask me to paint it. Which I will probably... I might do some airbrushing on it, but I would like him to paint it. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, yeah. Seen it in comparison to other miniatures. I have yet to see it. I think I've seen it when I've been to Games Workshop and when I've been to Forge World, but it is a gigantic miniature. It is huge. It's not Titan levels of huge, but it's huge. It's probably the biggest miniature we'll ever own because I can't see myself ever buying a Titan. Unless this whole Twitch thing went mental and, you know, which is not going to do, but let's say if it ever did, that's probably I would go, you know what, screw it, let's buy a Titan. But that ain't happening, so I don't got to worry about that. Man, one of my contrast paints is actually running low. You never know, Ragosmo. I don't think so, but you never know. You never know. Maybe I should do. Maybe I should set up a donation goal and then get it, paint it, and then give it away. Although I have had to explain to James that whilst it would be cool to have a Bio Titan, I'm not sure he'll ever get to play it. I think it's only legal in Apocalypse games, and they're pretty rare. What I have said to him though is that you could obviously use it as, let's say we were battling on a Tyranid planet, or a planet the Tyranids have taken over, that you could still have it on the table as like an amazing centerpiece, like a piece of terrain. He has cancelled the apocalypse. He's reset the clock, yeah. So you know, you could still have it not as an active part of the game, but just in the scenery of the table. This gigantic, you know, it's not concerned with the petty battles that are happening around it. It's leaving that to the Tyranids that are there to deal with the Space Marines that have landed or whatever. So although it's there, it's non-combative. So that would be quite cool. I think that's how we'll probably use it, mostly as a massive piece of, you know, scenery on the table, so you can fight under it and things like that. Because obviously it stands on I think it's got 4 legs. It might have 6 legs, but I think it's got 4 legs, so it stands up quite high. So you could easily pass underneath it. That would be quite cool. Yeah, it's still pretty awesome. Yeah, it is still pretty awesome. it's definitely a landmark piece in here. It will 100% be that. I am definitely. That's why we're going to make a big thing of it. We'll drive up to Forge World and buy it rather than just ordering it online. I think it deserves that sort of level of ceremony. And that's my dog trying to come in. 1 second. It wasn't a dog. It was an actual. It was a big old fox out there. Big old fox scratched the door. My dog better not see him because Dusty will come charging out and barking away. But and then he got visited by a fox. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we get foxes all the time. He was literally 10 feet from me. He was obviously at the door there, and when I opened the door, he was then 10 feet away from the door. So he was extremely close. I could see him. You know. Yeah, well, these are more like these are city foxes. So these guys don't care. I mean, they'll run. They still. I mean, they won't. Not that bold. They'll just stand there and let me approach them. But they will. They won't. They won't not. Yeah, they'll be in people's gardens. A good time to see them this time of year because they're normally all getting their winter coats in and stuff. So if you see a fox, like normally in the summer when you see a fox, they look a bit rough. They look like they've had a hard time because they're all shedding their furs and stuff. They look a bit beaten up, but this time of year they're all fluffy and getting their winter coats on. So. Yeah, yeah, I'd be a bit more worried if I opened the back door and there was a wolf out there. I would definitely be a bit more worried, but not saying fox is about as wild as it gets around here. Really? Wow. I mean, that is awesome. That is awesome. I'd love to see foxes in the wolves in the wild. That would be super cool. I would definitely wouldn't want to get very close. I've done one of those sort of husky walks before, so the as close as you're going to get to sort of wolves, and they sort of like travel in packs, and they're amazing animals, and you get to sort of like, I mean, they say you're walking them, you're not walking them, they're walking you, and you get on with it. Because yeah, they make it sound like you're sort of, this is but yeah, you're just there. They couldn't give two hoots whether you were there or not. They want to do their thing. You want to tag along, sure, tag along, but don't be under any illusion who's actually in control of that situation. Yeah, I bet, man. Yeah. I remember if it was Portugal once. It was either Portugal or Spain, and we went swimming one day, and the sea was filled with jellyfish, and but I think they must have been mild jellyfish because people were in the sea. Well, yeah, of course, yeah, the man of war, very very dangerous, yeah. But these were quite fat, and they didn't have very long tendrils. Because I actually caught one in the bucket because I took one to the lifeguard and was like, "What should we do?" And he was kind of like, "Don't do anything. That you can get stung by them, but it's apparently very mild, and because they don't have the long but they were like really like big fat pods, but the sea was full of them. There were thousands of them, and apparently it was that sort of time of year when they come in, and then like within a few days they're all dead." And then then the seagulls come in and all that, and then they eat them. I don't know if it's like a breeding thing or whatever it might have been, but it was quite disturbing when you go into the sea and see, like, you couldn't not bump into them. They were everywhere. But the locals obviously were very aware of it, and it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird because they were just playing. The kids in that was still. I'm like pulling my kids out, and I'm like, "Oh God, we'll have to go somewhere else. This is horrendous." But all of the locals were just acting as if they weren't there. It weren't like you couldn't see them. They were everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Hundreds and hundreds. There must have been hundreds of thousands of them. So I'm guessing it was some sort of breeding thing they do. But yeah, the lifeguard was like, "Oh, you can get stung. It's like a bit like a bee sting. Nothing, nothing bad. But that sounds fine. But I don't even want to be stung by a bee, thanks." I know you're saying it's nothing bad, but being stung by thousands of I don't like that. Thousands of bees wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, I think there's been cases where they've come in, haven't they? They are definitely a scary thing. I mean, the sea's got scary stuff in it. Yeah. Well, that was the point, Jim. I was more worried that, you know, it's having a reaction, isn't it? It's all well and good to say, well, it's only a bee sting, or it's only a whatever. But for some people, only a bee sting is enough to, I mean, end your life. So you know, it's all well and good saying it's only this, it's only that. Well, it depends on what my reaction is to only this or only that. Could be fairly catastrophic. And often you don't find out you're allergic to stuff until it's happened, right? I didn't know I suffered with altitude sickness until I went to Mexico City and wondered why I had loads of headaches. And it turns out I suffer with altitude sickness. Not in a bad way, but enough to be noticeable. But you don't know that till you go somewhere with altitude. Oh, I didn't know that, Jim. Makes perfect sense. It's just a problem that we don't have in Britain. There's nothing in our sea. There's nothing in our seas. No worries, Jim. Catch you soon, buddy. Hope everything goes all right. If I don't catch you before, mate, have a really great break, all right? We'll be here when you get back. Right, I would like a black. A chunky brush. That one will do. Oh no, I caught the back of his leg there. Okay, I have to fix that. I don't know how I caught the back of his leg, but I did clearly with a bit of red. Although they've started doing fireworks around here already, so my dog will not be in the garden this evening, I doubt, because he is not a fan of fireworks. I imagine she'll be staying firmly. Yeah, so in the UK, obviously, fireworks night is the 5th of November. But they tend to start mid-October, and really people don't stop now because fireworks tend to carry on all the way through to New Year. Remember the 5th of November, exactly. Guy Fawkes' failed attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament. There we go, yeah, that's it. All of that jazz. And back in the old days, ye olde days, it used to only be fireworks night weekend. So let's say the 5th of November was a Sunday. Then you would have fireworks on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, depending on when people could get together and have their sort of little fireworks night. But now fireworks are so easy to get hold of, and there's such an abundance of them, that people, as soon as they start to become available, they use them for birthday parties, for baby celebrations, for so many events that basically for 3 months, well, in middle of October through to certainly New Year, the UK has a lot of fireworks. So, which is all well and good, but if you've got a dog, most dogs, not all dogs, but most dogs are not big fans of fireworks. So it's a bit of a shame, because I know my dog Dusty, she genuinely, like, there's nothing she's scared. She's not scared of anything except for fireworks. When fireworks are going off, she like visibly trembles. You can hold her and she'll shake in your arms. So I bet that's currently where she is. I bet if I was to make a bet, she's upstairs right now in my wife's lap or arms, trying not to I need that to dry for some reason. It's not taking the paint. Okay. I wonder if we can get a follow tonight. If I can get one follow tonight, we hit 360. It'd be really nice. Who can we coerce from the Discord to come over and drop a follow? Feel like a goal achieved. Right, I need this to dry really, because this is quite wet at this stage. No worries, man. Catch you in a sec. Everyone is out there and just chilling in the channel. Thanks for hanging out. If you like what you see, follow would be great. You could be number 360. That would be pretty awesome. Well, it'd be pretty awesome for me. But if anyone wants to talk hobby or anything, say hello. We're cracking on with getting Archaon done. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish him tonight, and then I can mount him on top of his dragon, and he can be very happy. He can go away and he can cause the end times. He can go and ruin the best version of Warhammer Fantasy by destroying it. On you, Archaon. Splitting the world into bubbles or whatever it is you did. Right, I would like some skeleton bone. Where are you? Is that you over there? No? What have I done with that? Out. Sorry, that sound like I said. I meant to say skeleton bone, but I've now found Yushpanti, whatever it's. I can't even say that word. Yushpanti bone. I don't know how you pronounce that. Games Workshop and their blimmin' stupid names. Yushanti bone. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Off white would have been fine. Off white or bone. I'm happy with bone. Bone as a colour is absolutely fine. Shanty bone or other. I have no idea. I have no idea what a Ushanti is. Sort of drink from it. It may well be. It may well be. That's Chianti, yeah. It goes nice with a liver and some fava beans, doesn't it? Right here. Human liver and some fava beans. Little Clarice. For some reason now I really want to watch Silence of the Lambs. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a great movie. There you go, a nice simple flaming sword. I'm just letting a bit of this Tesseract glow paint just sort of, I'm just touching it where there's like a indentation in the shield, which is the 4 chaos symbols there, just to see if I can make it sort of flow into the gaps, and it seems to have done it. So I'm going to leave it, see what it turns out like. If it looks shit, I'll get rid of it. But I did it on the dragon and it looked okay, so I wanted to show it like almost where like chaos magic is just starting to break through from the innards to the outers on him. Just because otherwise he's quite boring. He's just mostly black metal and, you know, black armor and stuff like that. So might be, let's give him something special. I don't know. Quite hard because some of the indents aren't actually that big, so there's not a lot of flowing space. So it's going to look like it's spilling out a little bit, but that's also fine. Hasn't got to be perfect. Ah, good, Jim. That's good to hear, buddy. Tell them to say hi. Tell them to come over and follow the Hobby Lodge, because I'm one follow away from 360. You know, if they could just take the time out for a moment, I'd really appreciate it. I may be going too far with this glowing shit, but oh dear, bless me. Excellent, excellent. Right, that's the extent of the glowing green shit. Yeah, I think it just adds just a little something to the model, because he was quite boring before. So Just in a few little spots, have it busting out with a little bit of chaotic energy. I just want some probably Ruined Fang silver, just to do any really extreme silvery highlights on anything. And then really I need to hit it with a matte varnish, because I won't be able to tell what it's going to look like fully until I matte varnish it. Then all the shine will come out of it. We'll see where we stand. Right, cool. We're going to give that some drying time. I shall quickly tidy up, turn my airbrush on. Forgive the noise if you hear it. Feel it in my bones, guys. I've nearly finished the largest miniature I've ever painted. Right, as always, okay, interactive ultra matte varnish. Next up, yeah. Next up, we're going to do some 10 mil. Tempted to go next up. We go bigger and do the biggest miniature I own. This would be the biggest miniature I've ever painted, but it's not the biggest miniature I own. It's the largest miniature I own. Is the Joan of Arc dragon, which is humongous. It's even more humongous when you remember that it's meant to be 15 mil scale. I would actually love to try and get a game with this guy in it as well, just because I think on the actual table he'll look pretty special on the table. Right, that's that done to death. Right, let's give it a few minutes to dry. Yeah, whilst that's drying, let me grab the Joan of Arc dragon, and I may have to switch to a different camera to actually show you it. Yeah. You won't be able to see it on that camera, so let's switch to this camera. No. Wingspan is... Oh. No. That's the next big project. Yeah, exactly, that's a proper dragon. And it's meant to be 15 mil scale, so the actual things that go up against it. Yeah, it's got a huge... It is, yeah. Hey, Wrinkle Turtle. Thanks for coming and saying hello. I was just showing off my my massive dragon. That's a thing you can do. So, yeah, that could be the next project we do. Because, yeah, I should just paint it because I've got it. Yeah, this is a gigantic, like I couldn't even put it under the camera. Like this is how, so this was, let's do a size comparison, shall we? This is Archaon. This is Archaon under the camera. Yeah, Archaon's a big boy. Now let's try and put this thing under the camera. I might be able to get a wing under there. There's a head. There's a bit of a wing. So yeah, painting this, I'd have to try and pass the whole thing under camera and then over the top. Be an interesting one to try and paint on stream. It is an awesome dragon. It is a really awesome dragon. It's a shame the game that it came with was rubbish. Well, in my opinion, yeah, it's really cool. I want to use it because it's meant for 15 mil. So it's a 15 mil scale dragon. That's how big dragons are. So I want to use it with Flames of War and almost play like a Rain of Fire type of game where it's military versus the dragon. So use my Flames of War tanks and stuff. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Rain of Fire. That would be awesome. But meanwhile, back to something a bit more of a normal scale. We have Archaon flying away here, ready to be mounted on his buddy. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, man. It was a bit of an experiment. I tried, I want to do some, glowy stuff in the shield and stuff like that. It's not the greatest paint job in the world, but he's not really him on his own is not an amazing, interesting character. So I used things like the Tesseract glow paint in some of the crevices just to give him a bit of something special. I think the cloaks come out nice. The sword's pretty good. But yeah, on his own, he's not that interesting. But obviously, he's meant to be sat atop this guy, who I finished this week. So yeah, once he's on top of his dragon, clearly a week for dragons this week. He will look good. So in a second, I will mount him on there, and we will take a proper look at it. But it's the largest miniature I've ever painted. That's the largest miniature I own, so I will definitely. That's going to be loads. Just airbrushing the hell out of that thing. Airbrushing, dry brushing. You feel a golden? You reckon? McGothmo, I don't win golden buttons. You know what? I never win golden buttons for something I think I might win a golden button for. It's like, that was actually, I really put my heart and soul into that. Maybe that'll win something. It's the thing that took me 10 minutes to do. It wins me a golden button. Little, just noticed little tiny bit here where the paint's sort of like drawn away from the edge. Might have been my fingers. Sometimes you touch a model and you can literally break paint off with your finger. But he's been matte varnished now, so hopefully the rest of it's fairly protected. But I think that might have been before I matte varnished it. So yeah, right. Let's stick him on his dragon and have a proper look at him. Actually, I'm gonna grab a bit of paper, and then I can properly give you guys a bit of a tour. Break him off this base as well, because obviously he shouldn't be on the base. Cover that. Just so we've got something neutral in the background, and then I'll lift the camera down and we'll take a look at him. So can I break him off of here? There we go, nice and easy. Lift down the big lad. Here we go. Now I'm not actually going to stick him down. I'm going to leave him loose because one, it'd be easier to pack him away and move him around, and two, it just means that, well, I haven't got to fix him down. He sits quite happily up there. Yeah, that's cool. Right, let me get the camera down and give you a bit of a look-see. Oh, easy, tiger, easy. You don't want to stay there, do you? Why not? Okay. There we go. That light really wants to go up in the air, don't you? What's going on there? My light's possessed. Whoa. You're like, stay there. No, I want to go up. Anyway, you might need a bigger bit of paper. Yeah, I might do, mightn't I? But anyway, there we go. So we kept the base quite simple. Light on him's terrible. Let's do the all-important backside. The actual bit you'll see of the miniature when you're playing it, because you always see the backs of your miniatures. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think it's turned out pretty nice. For my level of painting, you know, for tabletop painting, I think he looks like I'd quite happily put him on the table and play with him. Yeah, there we go. Well, I reckon that's 6 hours, start to finish, 6 hours. I'm really happy with that. And maybe could spend a bit more time on the dragon's heads, especially maybe this red one. Maybe I could do a little bit tweak, but he actually looks better in this. I can see more tone on him, on the fur and stuff, with my actual eyes rather than the camera. The camera, to be honest, isn't doing a great job of showing him, but I maybe could have done something with these kind of tendrily things on the back here, but again, from that sort of 3-foot position, come on, go and focus, from that sort of position, which is kind of like where you'd be playing him, I think he looks fine. So yeah, trying to find the best place. This light doesn't want to stay in the same place. Anyway, that's it. There we go. Oh, super happy. Super happy. Let's put the camera back. We have. Yay. Go. Yay. Done. Oh really? Nice. Well, you can probably give me a load of bloody help then. I need to get better lights basically in here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm so chuffed. It's finished. Thanks for being here for it. You saw me finish the biggest miniature I own. Ah, really cool. Really happy. Just spend some time looking at it now. Yeah, and then, you know, when I want to store him, I can I can lift him off and put him away somewhere. I might, if I get annoyed, I'll fix him to the seat, but I'm not that fussed about him being fixed to the seat. I don't know if I slightly built him wrong as well, because I did build this about 4 years ago, so I wasn't that good. I'm not that good now, but I'm better than what I was. So I'm not 100% sure I've fully built him, because when he's sat in the seat here, the sword is very close to this wing, and I don't think that's how they would have designed it. I imagine his sword is meant to be a bit further forward, but he can sit in his seat, so I'm happy that he can do that. Yeah, I could do a little magnet. You're right. I could put a magnet there and a magnet in his seat and just have him sat. But to be honest, you know, when he's on there, unless you're tipping this miniature over, he's not falling off, right? So, and to be honest, if you're going to tip it over, the wings will probably break off anyway, so it's probably worse. But yeah, a little magnet might be the right thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I might go down the magnet route, because I can drill that easily there, and I can stick it in his butt, so that'll work. You won't mind that, will you, Archaon? I'll drill into you. Right, cool. Well, that's probably the painting stream over, because I'm not going to just grab another miniature right now. I might flip over and play a game of something. What could we do? What's he thinking about ice cream, man? Nice. Yeah. So what I need to do is take a quick break. I'm gonna I'll go on the Be Right Back. I'm gonna quickly tidy up, and when I come back, I might chill out and play something for a little bit. And if you want to stick around and hang out and chat, that'll be more than awesome. But thank you for being here, for seeing me paint the biggest miniature I've ever painted, and it's a project that, again, thanks to Contrast Paints for just being freaking awesome paints and allowing me to sort of, you know, do some of these huge projects that I've never done before, because frankly I've been scared stiff of doing them. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, come over to Twitch and watch things live. If you're hanging out with me on Twitch right now, I'll go on Be Right Back, and I shall be back really soon. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. But if you choose to go elsewhere and do some other stuff, have a great Friday, have a great weekend,